Hello, I've got a fun fold for you today. This is a lattice card, and I believe B.B. Cameron is the person who kind of invented this. She's not affiliated with Stampin' Up! As far as I can tell, but she has some pretty cool designs. I put my sentiments kind of whimsically placed because I was trying to hide them behind the flowers. This is really pretty easy to make. So let me show you how. First of all, I've used the Pansy Patch bundle. Well, when I bought it, it was a bundle. Now you purchase them separately. I just used the sentiment on the inside for the stamps, but I did use the dies for the flowers, of course. So you're going to start with a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 sheet of white cardstock. And I've got 6 strips that are cut 8 1/2 by 1/2 inch. And we're going to lay those across to make our lattice, and then we're going to glue this whole piece onto another 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. And that will make our card. So I've got to sit down, and I need to make sure I stay on camera. So if I don't move it, right there ought to be good. And we're going to need some low-tack tape. It could be painter's tape or washi tape. I happen to have some of this purple low-tack tape. So the first thing you're going to do, let's see, we need a block too. Let me get a block. All right. So we're going to start at the upper left-hand corner, and you see where the corner is right here? The edge of your cardstock needs to line up with that. And the other edge is not going to go over there yet. It's going to go about here. So we're going to, play with these a little. We're going to dry fit them first. You want a gap in between. The last one is the one that's going to line up on this corner. So I need to adjust a little bit with this last one right here. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Carole Parsons. Hello. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from South Carolina. If you don't have a demo, I would be happy to be your demonstrator for Stampin' Up! Products. Now, if you're not comfortable with eyeballing, boy, I don't know. I guess you could measure, but eyeballing really works. So I'm just going to hold this clear block, have it hold it in place for me while let's see. No, you know what? Let me wait and do that when I get the other ones on. Let me put this back, take this off. Sorry about that, I forgot what I was doing. There. Now, on this side, we're going to do the exact opposite with these 3. We'll start at this corner right here in the right. And go over the block there. About maybe that far to start out with. And then the next piece and the last piece is what's going to line up with this corner right here. So now I can you just have to keep, I'm sorry about the quiet. You just have to keep kind of playing around with it until you get it how you like it. There we go. You want some of the edges to extend above the top and the bottom. Now put your low-tack tape down to hold it in place, because we're going to do some folding and trimming. Now when BB showed how to do this, she used her scoring, your scoreboard, to score the ends of these up here. I tried that. I'm just not having luck with that. I did better just folding it like this. So try it and see what you think. Let me make sure I stay in camera. Just fold it and pinch. But I do have my bone folder handy so that I can crease these and make them nice and sharp. And it's still wanting to move a little bit, so you just kind of need to adjust. This tape has been used once before. Maybe I should have gotten a new piece. Oh well, I will make it work. There. Now, take your bone folder and really reinforce those folds so they lay down flat. Still looks pretty good. Whoops, that one moved over a little bit. You know what? I'm going to get another little piece of tape. Note to self, they move. The tape should be fresh. There we go. Now we look good. All right, so we want to glue these down. And this is an opportunity for me to remind you with the glue. Dot, dot, dot. Not a lot. So I'm going to put like one dot and then smooch it around. If you put too much glue, it runs out and you have this big icky mess. I was an elementary school teacher in my former life, and I remember listening to the first grade teachers telling their kids, dot, 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 not a lot. And as I became involved in paper crafting, I really discovered what they were talking about, because as adults, we do the same thing. You don't need a lot of glue. There. Now, there's a little bit, there always will be, hanging off the edges, so just trim that away. And then from the bottom, you want to trim those away. Like that. I hope this is going to show up light enough. It's raining here today and it's just gloomy outside. Okay, now we're going to remove this tape, and if you peel it off slowly, you shouldn't have any damage to your paper. But of course I was pulling on or pushing on this one like crazy. There we go. Now, move that out of the way, and we want to adhere these to the bottom three so that you've got this nice one-piece attachment. But you only want right where the paper is. You don't want to get on the back. So I just hold it up a little bit, see where it's going to hit, and put a tiny amount of glue there. I'm telling you, you don't need a lot. Oh, I wish you could have seen, bless their hearts. At Card Ministry last month, we were working on something that had thin pieces. It was a gate die cut. And most of those ladies are not paper crafters per se. They come because it's Card Ministry and they're wanting to help out church. They put so much glue, it seeped out around the edges, and we had the biggest mess trying to get it cleaned up, even with glue eraser. So here's your other lesson today. Fine tip pens, glue tips are totally necessary all the time. There you go. Now all you have to do is attach it to the back and we're done. So for that, I'm not going to use glue. I will use this, but I want to trim some of these off so they're a little shorter, a little less bulky. Just don't need all that on there. There. All right. Now, so just now for this one, I don't always apply my glue tape on all four sides like that, but for this particular card I will. Now remember, these are the same size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So they should be, yep, pretty easy to get lined up. There you go. Now, remember for this one, I used the pansies. Make sure I'm in camera here. All right, but for this one, I thought I would use the two-tone flora. And so that you didn't have to watch me stamp and cut out. Sorry, I dropped the flowers. I did that ahead of time. So I've got some flowers and some leaves, and you can just kind of play, you know? There are so many things you could attach to these lattices. You could turn the flowers all kinds of different ways, layer them, put some branches, oops, maybe one like that, maybe one up here, something like that. That's really pretty. And you could put your sentiment on one of the lattice strips too, if it's a small one. Like, I don't know, happy birthday or thinking of you would look really pretty, like maybe there or here. So there you go, the lattice card. Now the measurements are on my blog in writing, so I'll put a link in the description box to that. And happy stamping. Our new catalog comes out next Tuesday. Yay! And there are lots of pretty things, especially blues. If you know me, you know that blue is my absolute all-time favoriteest color in the whole entire world. So I am thrilled with all the blues. Hope to see you soon. Bye.